when you're really passionate about something, you, besides family, you keep the family, you know what I'm saying? But you have to go 110%, because if you're not, the person next to you is. You know what I'm saying? It's a truth. That's wrong to the people. So we all rise. It's not just for me to come up. It's for all of us to come up. You dig what I'm saying, Loco? And if you ever see me where I look unappreciative, then you slap me in the back of the head, because then I'm losing my own way. You know what I mean? Appreciate. And when God is good to you like that, you have to give back. As you make it, you spend it. So until I was 35 years old, whatever I made, I was living week to week. And then I said, what if I live? You know what I mean? Then what? You know what I'm saying? What am I fall back into? You know, when I can. If it's a mindset, I was involved with gangs. I was involved with drugs, but man, it got me nowhere. And I figured the longer I stayed in, the better it would get. It just got worse. All my friends were dying. They were going to prison, and I had to change it up. Believe me, carnal, from where I was at, heroin addict, crack addict, to where I'm at now, anybody can do it. If you put the focus on how hard it was to get your drug, like you work so hard to get that drug, put it on what you want and really in life, and you're gonna attain it, man. You dig what I'm saying? You just got channeled in a different way. That's all.
You ready? How was the golf game? Did you hit him straight?
I hit him.
You hit him.
We finished 11 under, and I had a great team. I had Adrian Gonzalez from the Dodge, and I had a good friend of mine, John Jazz. We had a great team, brother. So we came 11 under. It's not bad,
So I'm joined and here with Ignacio, with Emilio Rivera, and we're thankful to be able to have him here to share his thoughts.
It's an honor to be here, brother.
And he hit some straight, but maybe not like me, where I play with range balls just because I know I'm going to lose them all.
That's funny. Hey, so do I, brother.
Right? So, Emilio, thank you for joining us. And we just wanted to get your thoughts on what this foundation, and kind of like starting with the Jarrin family.
What it is, my friend John Jazzo called me up and said, Mr. Jarrin wanted to start this foundation. I go, what's the foundation about? And he goes, about helping the underprivileged kids. And I was an underprivileged kid. You dig what I'm saying? I come from a very poor side of town growing up, and didn't have much. And but back in those days, in the 1960s and the early 70s, and we weren't allowed to dream. The thing was more about, be sure you get a union job, do your 20 years, and then you're set.
Yeah.
But, and you can do that, but you're not going to be happy. You dig what I'm saying? And and don't get me wrong, I was able, since I was 8 years old, I was working. I was paying rent since I was 8 years old. Always helping out the familia. But that's just part of the life of my dad. They were from the Piscas in Texas.
Yeah.
So our whole thing was work, but you weren't allowed to dream. You dig what I'm saying? You were not allowed to be or to think. You just be a workhorse. And I did. I became a great worker. But one thing from my dad's upbringing was it was tough. But to this day, I always had money in my pocket. Since I was 8 years old, I always had a little. It could be $1, but there was $1 in my front pocket. So that was instilled in me. And to be a man, you had to have this. You know what I'm saying? But now, what Mr. Jarrin is doing, and you guys are doing, is you can be much more than that. You know what I mean? You don't have to be the trade guy. And I had many trades. You know what I mean? Because that's what it was in my time. And it's not wrong, because it's a great thing to have a trade. But you also want to be happy, and you also want to not have to work as hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to come every day, sweating, sometimes working 14 hours a day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beat up and thinking, do I got to do this the rest of my life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how long can I last? You know what I mean? And I'm 58 years old now, and I think the stuff that I did in the past I couldn't do now. And not as long, at least.
Yeah.
So now, work with the mind. Because that's a long time. I'm talking about.
And
hopefully.
Right. And one of the things that we notice from you is a spirit of appreciation. Like, I just met you a few minutes ago, but I was sharing with Ignacio. I said, my impression of Emilio's, he walks with the spirit of appreciation. And when people roll with the spirit of appreciation, there's a different love that they transmit. And that's something that we see that. And then you also, when we interviewed Don Jarrin, we see that. He's like looking back at his life, sharing with us about what he's seen, the presidents, the change in policies, the highs and lows of economies, and you see a spirit of appreciation. That's something that we notice about you.
The thing is, brother, is that I've been in worse places. You dig what I'm saying? And the thing is that, I thank God every day. That's one thing. You gotta have God in your life, también, carnal. For me, I put that a lot on Him.
It's important.
And it's very important. And the thing is that you have to appreciate. And when God is good to you like that, you have to give back. You know, whether if it's money or if it's your time, and if your time, people can make money on your time, do it, because you have to give back. It's not for us to keep or not.
Yeah.
It's for us to spread around. You know what I'm saying? God gives us this platform, and you have to pass it on to the people. So we all rise. It's not just for me to come up. It's for all of us to come up. You dig what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Loco?
Yeah.
And if you ever see me where I look unappreciative, then you slap me in the back of the head, because then I'm losing my own way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to be appreciative, man. You know.
Humble.
Simon can see. You have to.
You have to be humble, but a la misma vez, like you said, multiply it and not feel greedy about it. Like Ben, he's a great friend of mine. He's the one that gave me a hand when I was down, and I'm still here because of him. I was at a point where, you know, going a little sidetracked, I was in the radio business. It crashed, you know, and I was kind of losing my hope, and I began to be in a place where I felt like being grateful and being humble was being dumb. And I was questioning that, and I started to talk to God, and I said, is this the way? Show me the better way. No te miento. That's when my friend came in, gave me the helping hand, and here we are creating something that's bigger and out of love to get back.
And that's beautiful.
Investing in those that don't know. See, a lot of times when I look at our people, especially the younger ones, it's innocent ignorance.
Right.
Innocent, porque no saben.
Yeah.
But those of us that we have been exposed to, you know, fancy attorneys and, you know, accountants, and they tell us, oh, you can do this and this is the return, and you have a platform, you have this. But yet, why are those of us that we have that responsibility, we get to that point, now we have the opportunity to look back and say, okay, in these markets, in these areas, there's a need, and we don't want to forget about that.
And you can't, brother. The thing is, you know, till I was 35 years old, you know, because I was raised, mijo, you're not going to take your money with you, so as you make it, you spend it. So until I was 35 years old, whatever I made, I was living week to week. And then I said, what if I live? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then what? You know what I'm saying? What am I fall back into? You know, when I can work or something, you know? And then I started doing that, and I'm 58 years old now, like I said, and I'm glad I did. I wish I would have started earlier, but that's what we got to educate the people now to start at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to be my age, you can kind of like relax a little bit.
So give us your memory, like when you first heard Don Jarrin. I mean, growing up, you grew up in LA, right?
Yeah. So literally a mile from the Dodger Stadium for 40 years.
Wow.
In an area called Frogtown, right there in the barrio.
Okay.
And Dodger Stadium. I used to play, before the big old parking lot, that's where I used to play baseball, bro.
Really?
I played ball since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Northeast.
So when you first heard him, and like he was the guy, right? And then Fernando came in.
I golf with Fernando, yeah, man. So and the whole thing,
It's a dream come true, no?
it was like to see, the thing is to see people like us up there.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? It's like, and like they go, I can do something like that. You dig what I'm saying? You know, I do it on TV now, but it gives you like, yes, we can. You know what I mean? Yes, we can. You know, and that's what I do now is because now there's so many of us in the media that you can't stop us now. Yeah. So let's just, you know what, bro? Let's just help each other out. See, then the biggest thing was this too, Carnal, that I noticed is that a lot of times when somebody was making it, it seemed like they wanted it for themselves nomás. Mm-hmm. And you know, and little by little that's breaking now, because they say we're stronger together in bigger numbers, not just by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you click us by yourself, and then like you had a hard time. And who came in? Your camarada came in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's I commend you on that, and that's what we should be doing. You know what I'm saying? We just help each other out, brother.
Yeah. So, folks that are going to be watching this, there's a 17-year-old, there's a 16-year-old somewhere in Vegas, somewhere outside in Chicago, and they're watching this and they're wanting to say, you know, what nuggets of wisdom would you share with the Emilio Rivera from 17 years? When you were Emilio Rivera at 17?
You know, so I was scared, you know, I was in a whole different mindset. I was involved with gangs. I was involved with drugs, but you know, man, it got me nowhere. You know, and I figured the longer I stayed in, the better it would get. It just got worse. All my friends were dying. You know, they were going to prison, and I had to change it up. When I was 29 years old, I got clean and sober. I got 29 years clean and sober. That's what's helped me out too. You know, that's by the grace of God. The grace of God.
Thank God.
And at the end of the day, that's who I went to, because I didn't know where to go no more. And he was always there, Carnal, but you know, I had other things to do. At the end of the day, those things I was doing were bringing me down. And I looked up and he was there, Carnal.
You surrendered.
I did.
And it was from the inside out.
Simon.
That is powerful, and it's real.
And it's transformation.
Oh, no, you have no idea. You know, like, in fact, we were together with my familia the other day, and my Carnal, rest in peace, Bibi, you know, we talked about it a lot. And my brother, I'm the oldest of 5, and he goes, what our brother, Juni, they call me Juni in the familia, is what he's doing is so hard. You know what I'm saying? Because he literally turned it 180, you know, and it was hard, but it can be done. Believe me, carnal, from where I was at, heroin addict, crack addict, to where I'm at now, anybody can do it. If you put the focus on how hard it was to get your drug, like you work so hard to get that drug, put it on what you want and really in life, and you're gonna attain it, man. You dig what I'm saying? You just got to channel it a different way. That's all.
Yeah.
It's having that hunger. It's having that hunger to feed your dreams and your passions that you maybe had put away for whatever reason that somebody might have instilled in the past and told you, oh,
if he told my dad,
because that was the only way he knew.
He told me because they're from they were just hardworking guys and very hard. And I love you, Dad. Nothing wrong with that. But it's a different time now. You dig what I'm saying? And the thing was, because they said, when I was 8 years old, I told you, I want to be an actor, Dad. He goes, you can't be an actor. You're not white. Like that kind of stuff.
And if you would have told him you wanted to be a comedian?
That's what I'm saying. And you know what? Check it out. I got to tell you a story. So as time went on, I was a mechanical engineer. I had a great job. And then when I was about 35, I was already working. I had to quit the job because I was working full-time as an actor. But my dad would come in every year from Texas and visit us. And he'd be like, yeah, I see you on TV, man, he'd be like, you still got the job though, right? They're making the good job, right? I go, yeah. And he didn't know until he died. Yeah. He didn't know I had quit the job many years ago because he wanted to be sure. It was more for my security. He wanted to be safe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I couldn't tell him that this is all I do because it was still a dream, It was like, stuff like that doesn't happen for guys like us, you know what I'm saying?
When that change came to you and you became that new individual, you set your mind to say no to no and just go for it and open your heart to just that dream.
When you have something, when you're really passionate about something, besides family, you keep the family. You know what I'm saying? But you have to go 110% because if you're not, the person next to you is. You know what I'm saying? It's a truth. So when you go in, you gotta go in hard, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because the guy next to you is. You dig what I'm saying? You're not where you're at because you were just laying around. You're always, how am I going to get better? How can I do this better? And always try to strive to be better. Because if you're good, you're going to work. Now, if you can be the best, that's even better. But you know what? You got to just keep going. You don't stop, man. To this day, I have a nice career, thank God. But I'm still working on myself. You never stop.
Right.
It's the thing, hopefully I never stop. Hopefully I don't get lazy and stop. Because that's when you die. Yeah. You dig inside.
Exacto.
You know what I mean?
You give up on who you are.
Yeah, you just got to... I'm blessed, man. I'm having the time of my life, Carnal. I really am. I'm going to be around guys like you. I get to be in there with beautiful people. Everybody's here for the right reason, to help somebody out. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's a wonderful purpose. We really appreciate you spending time and sharing your heart, because that's what comes out of you. And
thank you, brother.
You are a blessing. God blesses you to bless others, and that's what you're doing.
And that's and that's why we're here, brother. Yes.
And so we're thankful. We look forward to keeping in touch. This foundation is doing amazing things, and God's
and listen, next year, this is our first annual, okay?
Yeah.
Now this is what we do. You see this, and you come out and you support. Whatever you can do. Come out and pay a little money, get in there. It's going for a great cause. If you're doing okay, let's help somebody come up a little bit. Let's help each other. Just rise together, carnal. You know what I mean?
It's time, carnal.
You know what I mean? It is time. You can't ignore us no more, homeboy. We're here.
Yeah.
Simón que sí. It's about time.
It's time. God bless you, man.
God bless you,
Thank
brother.
you so much.
Was that enough for you guys?
Thank you.
Yes.